Hey there, this is Mrs. Albertson, and I thought that I would make a video to show you the way to complete a video lesson. So first thing I want to do is show you how we're going to set up our spiral. I just took this off. This was attached to the front of my spiral, but I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to use it in just a few minutes. So first thing that we want to do when we set up our spiral notebook is to create a title page. So Unit 1 is titled Relationships Between Quantities. So I like to structure my spiral notebook so that I can definitely tell when Unit 1 begins and when it ends, so that when it comes test time, I'll know what material is going to be covered in each unit test. So this is the name of Unit 1. All right. This is a good time to mention that what's wonderful about a video lesson is that you have the ability to pause the video. So if you're not ready to move on because you're still writing, then pause the video, and when you're ready, you can continue. All right, the first lesson in our Unit 1 is titled Simplifying Square Roots. So every time we have a new lesson, a new topic, you're going to start with the name of that topic, and it's usually pretty specific. You can find it in a couple places. One, it will be listed online. It's also typically the title of the video is also the title of the lesson, which is what you would use in your notes and examples page. As you're going through, there might be some written information like notes. Otherwise, it will definitely be a place for you to record your examples. Now, I number the examples, so we'll number example number 1, work it out. Again, if you need to pause the video because it went too fast, maybe you just want to replay the example, you can back it up, play it again. But once you're done, make sure you do any notes that you need to. Then we would move on to example 2. So you want to label that as example number 2. Go through, do the scratch work, whatever you need, and so on. Once you're done with examples, and you can use the back, I usually don't use the back because my examples I'm usually doing in marker, and sometimes that will kind of show through on the back page. But after we do a video lesson, we're going to have practice on that topic. So I abbreviated here a little bit. So here is the simplifying square roots. These are my notes and examples, and this is my practice. Now, this might be a worksheet that we glue in. So maybe we wouldn't write this on because we would just glue the worksheet right here. Maybe you're doing something through an online practice like Delta Math or quizzes. In that case, you're going to want to label this as the practice, and then this is where you would do your scratch work. Make sure that you're writing the question and then your answer. This is helpful because later, if you have a question about how a specific problem is done, we can see what you did to get that answer. A lot of times with the online, like the live ones, like Delta Math or quizzes, you're going to be entering your answer online. If we do practice problems and then enter them into forms, that is, again, where you're going to want to have the work written out so we can refer back to it later. When we come to do the next video lesson, we'll just go to the next page, and let's say that the next lesson is on multiplying square roots. So we'll title that Multiplying Square Roots. These will be your examples, and then the following page would be the practice. And then we'll just go on through, so you'll have all of your work, all of your examples, everything all in one place. Now, I mentioned this little thing right here. What I did last year is I used this to hold my page. So, and it doesn't need to be this whole thing. You could even trim it. But what that does is it would always help me. If that was the last page, I would always just kind of push this back in. And again, you don't need the whole thing, so you can trim it down. But this became like my bookmark. So it would still go in, and then that way when I closed my binder, I always knew where I was. So I would go here, and that would bring me to the next page in my spiral. So that's just something that I came up with as a kind of neat way to hold our page so we're not always flipping and trying to find where we are in our spiral notebook. All right, I think that covers it. Good luck.